Riordan and Monte Vista are just 35 miles and the Bay Bridge apart, but have never played in football. Tonight they'll meet for the first time. Riordan, one of the top teams in the Bay Area, travels to Danville, coming off a big win over McClymonds on Saturday. Monte Vista had a resounding win over Foothill here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field. Which team moves to 2-0? You'll find out next. Now they can get out of that. And get out of that. Get out of Happy Friday and welcome to Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be for this NCS-CCS showdown between the Archbishop Riordan Crusaders of San Francisco and the Monte Vista Mustangs. I'm Chris Babcock, along with my broadcast and former coaching partner in crime, Craig Bergman, from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School in Danville. Monte Vista has a big challenge on its hands, especially the defense that will need to contain Vanderbilt commit four-year varsity starting quarterback Michael Mitchell. Mitchell, the all-time leading passer in Riordan history, threw to score last week as 36% of his completions went for touchdowns as he threw 5 on Saturday. Protecting him is one of the top offensive linemen in the country, Oregon commit Tommy Tofi. At 6'7", 340 pounds, Tofi is big, strong, and athletic. We will isolate him on him some tonight, and he is one of the top players in the nation. Riordan's head coach, Adir Ramapati, is in his 4th season, and he's looking forward to a big season for the Crusaders. Coach, what are some of the things that Monte Vista needs to do to contain this high-powered offense of Archbishop Riordan?
Well, they got to clean up the big play, and they've been susceptible to the big play. We saw it last year. We saw it last week. We had a lot of plays over 25, 30 yards, and those are the things that Riordan thrives on. They've got so many athletes that can do that. They take a lot of chances deep, and Monte Vista has been prone to giving up the deep ball as well. So those are the things that I believe they've really got to clean up defensively. Offensively, they've got to execute, which we'll get to in a minute.
For Monte Vista, the defense must improve, Coach. Yes, over last week, too many big plays against an average Foothill team. Riordan has big play talent and big-time speed and size. Offensively, Torrin Duffy, number 8 for Monte Vista, stalwart at the linebacker position, but he nearly got 100 yards rushing, can play tight end. He's going to get most of the carries tonight for a depleted running back core. And senior quarterback number 1, Ian Andresic. He must continue to prove his patience in the pocket. He threw 4 touchdowns last week, and Coach Wingert, he needs to take what the defense gives him. Coach, what do the Mustangs need to do offensively tonight?
Well, we got to put Ian. They have to put Ian. I say we, but they have to put Ian in a position where the ball can get out of his hands quickly. And he was very effective last week in what we call hit and throws, where you hit your back foot and you throw. There's no hitch involved, and the decision is where you're going to throw is basically dictated before the ball's even snapped. Very effective with that. He's got to do a better job of staying in the pocket. I thought offensive line did a great job last week of pass protection, and he got out of there a little bit too early. So he's got to stay in the pocket, make his reads on 5-step hitch and throws. The key is going to be staying out of 3rd and long, 2nd and long, so that they can I believe this is a time of possession game for Monte Vista. They want to slow that clock down, keep those athletes off the field, and make this a very quick game.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Our officials tonight, we'll get a shot of them. One of our camera guys get a shot of the officials. The referee is Jason Smith. The umpire is Chris Wade. Wiley Pond is the head linesman. The back judge is Jose Ruiz, and the line judge is Randy Mora. Our 3 keys to victory. First, for the visiting Archbishop Riordan Crusaders, and these come right from the coaching staff. Play clean football. They need to limit the negative plays, penalties, and turnovers. Win the explosive play margin. Limit Monte Vista's and create ours. And these come right from Adir Ravapati, the head coach for Riordan. And win the line of scrimmage. Those are the 3 keys to victory for the Crusaders out of San Francisco. For Monte Vista, head coach Joey Wingert got his first win as a head coach last week against Foothill. And these come right from Coach Wingert. Limit the explosive plays. The last 6 games going back to last season, Monte Vista has allowed 11 touchdowns over 40 yards. And trust me, Riordan has big play talent to make big-time long runs and catches. Take what the defense gives us. The growth of the quarterback, staying in the pocket, being balanced in the pocket. Riordan's athletes aren't going to fall for the scramble, so he needs to stay and understand that, know who your opponent is. And the last one, Coach, and I think it's the most important, fight through adversity. The number 2 team in the Bay Area, they're going to present Monte Vista problems. They're going to make big plays. It's how you react to those big plays. How important that is as a team, Coach?
Well, you got to understand, when you play a team like this, they are going to score, as you said. They're going to score, and they're going to score often. You can't let that get down. They're also going to make mistakes, and you got to remember that. They are turnover prone, and those things can happen so quick. Another thing that could be a huge factor in this is the special teams. You have great returners, but their kickoff team is not very good. They've struggled with their kicker, finding a kicker that can be effective on kickoffs and PATs. So if Monte Vista can hang around in this, now one of the detriments for you and I, we talked about last week, was the heat. And we're not getting it tonight.
Oh, they brought the coolness over the bridge, most certainly tonight.
And that's a big benefit for them. You know, had we had heat, they're not used to that. Practicing in San Francisco, you don't see that heat very often, but to their benefit, they got some good weather tonight.
35 miles away, the first matchup. Referee Jason Smith meeting with both teams, the Mustangs in their home red and the Crusaders in their white uniforms. And watching Mitchell throw the football on film and, just in warm-ups, very smooth delivery, very athletic. I was impressed last week of how when he ran the football, he ran for first downs, and he was very decisive about that.
Just effective with his feet. He's not gonna kill you with his feet,
right.
But he's gonna hurt you. He moves well in the pocket and he runs when he has to. They don't have a very sophisticated passing game. They do a lot of RPOs,
a lot of 4 receiver sets,
a lot of RPOs where he's it's a run pass read, and then they will also throw the ball deep. So there's not a lot of intricate routes that you're going to see, but you will see a lot of deep balls and you will see a lot of RPO.
Mitchell was 14 of 18, probably 3 drops. And you know what, Jason? I talked right through the official signal. Do you have a replay? Is Monte Vista getting the football? Okay, so Monte Vista will receive, and Riordan will kick to the Mustangs. Did a pretty good job of returns last week, but getting back to Mitchell, 4-year starter, and this is the only quarterback at Riordan that Coach Ravapati has had. So they're kind of married at the hip, and Adir is his 2022 was his first season, a CIF championship coach at Maryland Atherton to honor America, our national anthem. our national anthem, Monte Vista will receive to start this game. And, Coach, you kind of talked about it. Playing a little defense with your offense tonight. It doesn't mean you don't be aggressive, but kind of talk about that from a coaching perspective. You're 20-year head coach, 3-time NCS champion here at Monte Vista. We had a lot of games like that.
Well, yeah, you look at your opponent going in and you decide, as soon as you start scouting them, whether you want a fast game or a slow game. What I mean by that is you want a fast game, you're going to run the ball, you're going to control the clock more. If you want a long game, then you're going to throw the ball a lot, utilize the out of bounds, and you do that against teams that you think, okay, hey, I think we can wear them down, and we're in better shape than them. Teams that are big and physical and wear you down, you want a fast game. You want to keep them. Keep that clock moving and keep in the game. That's the key, is to stay around, hang around. And because anything can happen once you get into that second half if you hang around.
Israel Vainuku will kick off. He had one touchback last week. Now, Riordan's obviously used to it, playing Saturday home games. Any benefit to Monte Vista of a short week?
Oh, probably not. This early in the year, everybody's
still real early.
They're still feeling as good as they're going to feel. And the later in the year, yeah, there is a benefit for that extra day to recuperate. But these kids are young and early in the season, week 2, that's plenty of time to get ready.
There were a lot of positive things from Monte Vista last week. I think the organization overall of the team, little pooch kick that they struggle with. It looks like they practiced more this weekend. We're prepared. Worth runs it out to the 26-yard line. The Monte Vista offensive starters. Andresic at quarterback, Dunphy at tailback, Worth, Wooshpard, Luenga, Basha up front, Stone, Livy, Buchanan, Quia, and Lavash for the Mustangs.
You're going to see a lot.
They ran for 236 yards last week and 166 passing. Go ahead, Coach.
You're going to see a lot of man coverage out of them. They do a nice job of disguising some of their blitzes too. They have some strong tendencies that Monte Vista's seen, and they're going to see if they can expose
defensive
that.
Starters for Archbishop Riordan. Enix, Malupo, Mafua Hingano, Sanchez, Tia Tuafua, Grant, Thomas, Lawson, Jones, and Nash. There's some talented players on their team, but 14 and number one Sanchez, and can get off the football. Bootleg, and this is the kind of thing you need to take advantage of. Wooshpard moves the chains and give him 16 yards. This is, and Coach, we're going to let you walk us through this, taking advantage of the aggressiveness of the Riordan defense.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Andresic hold this fake just a hair longer. If you look, when we run it, look at his head. He's already looking out there. And that didn't fool that end. Both guys went to him. One of the guys should have sunk into that route for them. They brought both to the quarterback, which left Wishpard wide open. But he's got to do a better job of selling that run. He's looking right out there where he's going to go, not fooling anyone.
Mustangs move the chains on the naked play. Then they run reach and Dunphy, but we've got a hold. It's easy to see. And I think that's on the center, Buchanan.
They're running a zone play to the weak side, and that's tough on the center when you're facing a very active defensive tackle. You're asking him to pick that guy up who might be in a 3 technique. And his hands, he's just got to keep his hands there. That kid wasn't going to be a factor in the play. He's got to realize, okay, I've engaged him. Now I got to let him go.
So you've got a Riordan team that's got commits to Vanderbilt, Harvard, Oregon State, Oregon, San Jose State, and 18 of their players have been offered Division I scholarships. So they have the talent ability. Let's see how they play as a team. It's been a minute since they've ever won a section championship in the CCS. That's their goal this year. 1st and 20, Mustangs are playing behind the chains. Andresic and nearly intercepted. There's the speed. There's the speed of of Judge Nash.
He's got to realize that pre-snap read, there's nothing to hold that outside linebacker, and that outside linebacker is free to get underneath that flanker. If he works this side down here towards the bottom, he's got one-on-one, which is where he should have been. You'll see the guy he reads it. He has nothing to hold him. He steps right in front of it.
Nash made a play. McClymans was on their four-yard line through a swing screen. He was playing safety. He came up and broke up the play. Just a brilliant athlete. Trap, and it goes for a short gain, maybe a yard. So now it's going to be 3rd and 19 for the Mustangs.
Well, and you talked about Torrin Dunphy getting a lot of carries tonight, and that they've got to be real careful about that with Grisham out and with Henry Lasker out.
Yeah,
and he's playing defense as well. You've got to be real careful with his snap count tonight.
So Grant Mina coming out of the game. He only played maybe a snap last week. Anthony Evans, late arrival, coming in. And you really got to manage this situation, Coach, 3rd and long.
Yeah, don't be afraid to run the football here and punt it away.
Now there is. And Dresick, flat route, and it's in and out of the hands of Caden Basha, and the Mustangs will come on to punt.
I like the play call. Try and get back to the original line of scrimmage and punt it away. You got to make those plays. You got to make those catches. You talked earlier about the mistakes. The holding call put them behind the chains from the get-go. They had a nice run, put them in a situation they were going to have a first down. Instead, they get 1st and 20.
So trying to take advantage of what the defense gives you, I think, a couple they're got to make that play, and also on that hitch route, you throw it to the other side, to the weak side. You're in a better situation. Now they've got to punt, and you've got to cover here. Bad snap, but they had a return on, so you make a little lemonade there, and ball will go and be spotted at the 34-yard line, where Riordan will take over offensively. Their starters on offense, led by quarterback Michael Mitchell, commit to Vanderbilt. Adonye Brown had a great game last week. Judge Nash, 3 touchdowns. Sinai Thomas going to Oregon State. Kyle Welch, Max Mitchell, sophomore, brother of Michael. Tommy Tofi, big tackle. Lata Langi, Malupo, Nico Phillips. Those are the starters on offense for Riordan. Inside run, and the Mustangs do a good job. On this play, we're going to isolate 75 Tofi. The defensive starters for the Mustangs, Lavash, Dixon, Quia, Stone, Dunphy, Wooshpard. Basha had a recovered fumble in the end zone last week. Taylor, Mina, Luengo, and Zane Worth. It's 2nd and 9 on Riordan. Fumbled snap. Mitchell is tackled for a loss. Didn't look like that bad of a snap.
No, I think he took his eyes off it. That happens every now and then when you're in a shotgun, that many plays. Monte Vista is doing a nice job of trying to disguise their front and their coverage, because when you're doing these RPOs, these run-pass options, it's based off of pre-snap read and line movement. If you give the quarterback different reads, it confuses him.
3rd and 10. This is where they'll run that stack formation, the old Aaron Gingrey. We used to call this double choo-choo. Little train tracks here. 3rd and 10. Riordan taking a lot of time. This is where Monte Vista needs to get off the field. Play action pass. Mitchell is going deep. He's got a receiver. And it's in and out of the hands. A lot of contact there.
A lot of offensive contact.
Yes.
I saw it.
And I like how Lucas Luengo played through contact as the DB.
And, well, the DB actually looked like it became the offensive player. Lucas was probably in a good position to intercept that ball. He gets tugged from behind, and there is no call there. You see the arm strength right there. He's got a big arm. Right there, you see him tug him down. That's an obvious penalty that got missed.
So the Mustangs go get the 3 and out. Riordan didn't punt last week, so this will be Swanson's first shot at punting. Short kick, got to be a Peter call. Mustangs are going to get great field position. That is a 16-yard punt, if my Chico State math is correct.
And we talked earlier about special teams, and they have showed a tendency to not be very strong. That's the one portion of what they have on their team that is not very strong. So if Monte Vista can force those punts, you're going to see a game of field position. And that also hurts them as they get closer, because there's really not an effort for a field goal that's going to be attempted. They barely kick extra points, let alone field goals.
The Mustangs come out on offense. Mina and Basha closest to the bottom of your screen. Luenga out top. Wooshpart in light tight end. Dunphy at tailback. Mina goes early, no call. It's going to be a play-action pass. Joey's going to take a shot. Indresic and picks up positive yardage. There was nobody open. Once he scrambles to the right, Coach, he's not going to. But I like how he was decisive about it.
We talked about this play all week. You'll see they run a little wheel out of this guy coming across. They actually had him. It's a slow developing play. You got to get a little bit more time. He was still a little quick getting out of there. A little more pressure than there was last week there, but
but he got 3 yards.
Yeah, and that's a play you can come back to because of what they've done. Now they're running a little bit different front than what they showed on film last week, and probably due to the sets they're seeing that we at Monte Vista runs as opposed to McClymonds.
Empty backfield, Dunphy on the bubble screen, and he is all over the field. Judge Nash coming up from his safety position, and it'll be nearly a 2-yard loss for the Mustangs. You got to get a little bit of blocking for this play to be successful.
You've got 2-on-2 out there. You got a hat on a hat, and you'll see he throws a whiff on that, and that's not gonna.
That's Luenga.
Lucas has got to do a better job of stalking, and you got to come to balance. You can't go flying up trying to kill the guy,
especially against a quicker athlete than yourself. You need to break down in space and occupy. 3rd down and 9. And Dresic leaves the pocket, throws, and goes incomplete.
Well, the same type of thing. We harped about it last week, getting out of the pocket. Really nice pocket as you see. Watch this develop. I thought the offensive line did a very good job, and you see his feet start to chatter in here. Right there. He's backing up. Well, they got a nice pocket. Step up, let it develop. It's hard to complete things when you're backing up and moving your feet that way. You're not planting and stepping into the throw.
And also, this is a team that you're not going to outrun on the edge. So Ben Kerrigan, the 12th man of the defense, on to punt. The favorite punt of Coach Bergman. Low liner, nobody returns. Ball will be at the 17-yard line. And Riordan will take over. Now you have 83 yards to defend, so the Mustangs need to be able to give themselves a little bit of space here defensively.
And I think it's good in the last series. They saw his arm strength. They know how far he can throw it, so they know where they got to play defensively. And they know that, hey, I can't give up on this play because the kid can throw it that far.
And this opponent nobody's familiar with. We haven't played them before. And you get done with that first series. There's you're going to settle in. Obviously, you're going to battle the whole game, but you kind of get a feel for the game. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Riordan. Play action pass, throw out here in the flat, and that'll be a 1st down and a 12-yard gain. And that's Kyle Welch, the senior.
A little wide receiver screen outside, a little fake inside run, throw it out, kind of what Monte Vista did. And when Lucas missed the block,
and they're going to get back up on the
football.
But
they did a nice job of blocking out here. You'll see that they do a good job of stalking.
Nobody is set at all, and there is a flag on the field. The chains weren't set. The players weren't set. And this will be a procedure on Riordan, and the Mustangs obviously were going to take the penalty.
Well, and this is also a good opportunity to see what kind of shape Riordan's in. They've got some big kids, and they didn't, like I said, they played a day game last week. They didn't have maybe a little bit less time to prepare, a little bit less time to heal all those wounds, and we'll see how well conditioned they are.
1st and 15 for the Crusaders. They'll go with this double stack formation, splitting using the field. Missed tackle in the backfield. So, yeah, it's a 2-yard gain, but Wooshpard and company were in the backfield, but could not bring down the running back, Chase Elsie, the
You'll see where they meet in the backfield.
Running back.
It's what they call a mesh point, where the quarterback and the running back meet where the handoff is. And if you can disrupt that mesh point in this offense, it really creates problems.
2nd and 13 for the Crusaders. RPO. And there he goes. Judge Nash. That is as simple as it gets, and with your athletes just taking over. Nash, 68 yards. It's just a simple little RPO. And the safety coming over to try to make the play is too late. And just like that, Riordan is up 7-zip.
And if you let a kid like that get off the line of scrimmage without getting a hand on him, they were in a 2-deep coverage, which means they have a corner that's rolled up over the top of him, and you've got to slow him down, because if you don't slow him down, he's going to be into the secondary before that safety can make a play and get over the top of that. So that's one of the things we talked about last week that they had to improve on, was the rerouting and not letting those guys get up the field that quick.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Milin has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milin to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. So just like that, Mitchell to Nash. That's only his 83rd career touchdown pass. One of the good friends of mine that was the all-time leading passer in the history of Riordan High School, Daniel Hayes. Coach Hayes, know you're watching tonight. And give my love to your son, Timmy Hayes.
Another
George Schramm kickoff. Contact George Schramm at georgeschramm.com for all of your mortgage needs. North and south, big fella. Worth to the 50, to the 40, down to the 32. I don't see any flags. Coach, no, that's for soccer. Coach, you talked about it in the pregame show. Taking advantage of special teams, and the Mustangs did just that with this return.
Oh, great job. They had a left return on, and the ball was kicked actually away from that, but they did a nice job of walling up. That's a great run by Zane Worth. Just made a good cut, put his foot in the ground, and then he went north-south. And that's what you want to see out of a kickoff return. You don't want to see a guy stutter. He didn't do that at all.
Worth, he had a 73-yard kickoff return against Foothill last week, and he gets this one down to the 32-yard line. It's a 50-yard KOR for Worth, and the Mustangs are in business. And Dresick got a man. Should be bending or can continue to go vertical.
He bent.
Coach
no,
will walk us through this.
This is a 4 vertical route out of a trip set, which means the inside guy, number 3, the third guy inside's got to bend it to the hash, and he did. And this was the right read. This is not the right coverage you'd want against this play, and so. I don't mind it. Ian kind of threw it away. I'd really like to see them establish a run. They've only run the ball. They ran the zone one time. They got good plays. They got called for the hold. Don't be afraid to go back to it.
2nd and 10, tight end trade for the Mustangs, 29 reach. And Dunphy does such a good job of finding the crease and getting north and not dancing. And, Coach, a hat on a hat, what does that mean?
Well, he runs this play the way it's supposed to be run. He doesn't try to outrun guys the outside. He lets it develop. You'll see he cuts back and he cuts back again. He's reading the tight end's block, and then the tackle's blocked. You see the tackle takes that guy over, and that takes his read right up inside of that.
Third and 2 for the Mustangs.
They've run that twice. They've had good success.
Indresic, screen, Dunphy. And I don't think he's going to be short. It'll be 4th and 1, and I'm sure the Mustangs are going to go for it.
Really like to see Coach Winger get back to that run game. Don't get too pass happy here. You've had good success. They just scored on a long play. Milk some clock. And it's a good play. They ran a good play. They got to do a better job of blocking out on the edge.
Lyman didn't really even get a chance to get out in space. You might want to call a timeout here, or they've got everybody set. Ian being very patient as a quarterback. Basha in motion. Naked. Ian. Throw. First down, Monte Vista. How you coach this, and I remember it very well, the quarterback attacking the line of scrimmage. How's that open up for Indresic on this play?
Well, right there. He keeps stretching out. Better job of selling the fake, too. I thought he could have thrown it to him right there and gotten the first down, but he kept stretching it, and you'll see both guys come to him, and when they come to him, he's able to make the simple dump for the first down.
Great play by the senior quarterback, making just his third varsity start. It's 1st and 10 at the Riordan 16-yard line. 3-by-1 set. Mine at the top of your screen. Dog bubble, but Indresic gets immediately up the field. Is that a broken play?
No, that was where they were faking the quick screen out here, faking the inside handoff, and then trying to sneak the tight end down the middle. The old fake, and you'll see he's covered. You can't see it on this film, but he's covered. Right decision to do it. I don't necessarily like that play call down here. Keep running the football. You're having success. Don't let him off the hook.
2nd and 5. Indresic does a good job of making the best, literally taking what the defense gives him. 3-by-1 set. Mine at the top of your screen. Press coverage for the Crusaders. Indresic. And
that's
this is going
to be he's still in the pocket. They're going to throw the flag for that. They should have.
We are not going to be critical of the officials at all tonight, because that's a huge, huge gift.
Yeah, and it kind of evens out. We got the offensive pass interference.
But O'Donnell's in at tailback. I'm not sure, and that could have been any number of calls.
None of them good.
None of them good against Monte Vista. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5. If you don't get it, you thinking 4th down, you're going to kick the field goal?
Yeah, I think so. You want to get some positive feedback. Your kicker's been very good all year. That's
Indresic out here to the flat. Basha down to going to be a long 1.5 yards for Monte Vista.
I would kick it here. Get some points on the board. Get the points on the
Joey's
board.
I think Joey's going for it.
We might see the freeze play, too. Might try and draw them off sides.
What are we doing on the freeze play?
Freezing. What's it on? What's the count?
The beautiful days of scout team.
Yeah, you got your backup running back in there. I'm hoping this is just a freeze play. They're going to try and draw them off sides, and they're not.
Indresic leaves the pocket. It's going to be a hold. It's a touchdown for Monte Vista, but it's coming back. So now you're going to kick the field goal.
Well, now it might be out of his range now. Because if that's a spot from the spot.
I thought the spot foul was over. It was from the line of scrimmage.
But it's still a 10-yard penalty.
Legal chop block. Colin Berrien penalty. Yes, Colin, if you're watching, we still remember 24 years ago.
That's the running back.
Yeah.
You got an inexperienced running back in there. You can't block low in high school. And he went down and chop blocked the guy. And that's Early on we talked about what the issues of having Torrin Dunphy in there all the time. You have to give him a rest, and when you do that, you're putting in a guy that hasn't played very much at all. But he's got to know better than that.
Yeah, this is a 15-yard penalty. So, now this is your favorite. I don't know about your favorite rule, but if this ball goes into the end zone, the ball's going to go on the 20 in high school. Still an archaic rule that we never forgot about. This is a 40-yard attempt.
And he's got plenty of leg to make this.
His long last year was 42. Not to doubt you, Ben. You got plenty of leg, big fella. 40-yard attempt for the Mustangs. Snap, hold, kick, and it's blocked.
And he did them a favor.
That's a great punt.
That's as good as a punt.
That's better than a punt. So Riordan blocks the punt, which isn't good. Or the field goal attempt, but they should have just let this go. They would have got the ball on their own 20-yard line. But there's those, they do a couple of good things offensively, and then they have the penalty. So now Riordan will be on their own, and don't be shocked if they don't throw the ball downfield here.
And Ben's got to attack that ball quicker. He waited for that ball to be placed on the tee. You've got to be approaching that kick. A lot of it was on the kicker on that.
Here's the stack receiver set. In it, running back is Justin Miranda on the right side of Mitchell. And that best run of the game so far for the Crusaders. And they get that out to the 11-yard line. Coach Ravapati, thoughts on his team? They've been a young team the last 2 years. We have a lot of players with several years of varsity experience. Our senior class is exceptionally talented. Boost a lot of D1 players. And this year, the team is much better culturally and maturity-wise, and they're ready to take the next step. The stat I like, 3.4 team GPA last year. Mitchell. And that is complete along the Monte Vista sidelines. And that is Sinai Thomas looked like the 5 route, Coach.
Yeah, and he bought himself some time by rolling out and rolling to him, made it a much easier throw, attacked the line of scrimmage on his throw. And you can't go inside with your pass rush right there. Chase or Wishpard gets caught inside on a pass rush. A guy like this, you've got to keep him in the pocket.
Got to do your job.
He's not a big guy. Get your hands up. You can block some throws.
Nine route, and it's complete.
Terrific throw, terrific catch. That's good coverage.
He's right there, but you can see the touch of Mitchell and Thomas with another reception. But his touch, Coach.
Well, and once again, the second week in a row that Monte Vista is facing a 6'3" wide receiver. Big size advantage. And he was able to go up and get that. It was a perfectly thrown ball and a good route. Good all the way around on all sides.
3-by-1 set for the Crusaders. Miranda cuts back, and he's got room to run. And Dixon tackles him at the 45 and gets ridden by a kid half his size for another 6 yards. And I believe this will be a Riordan first down. Yes, sir.
Well, they've got to let those chains get set. The officials are getting out of there quick.
This isn't the NFL. Mitchell changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Thomas at the bottom of your screen.
Well, the right tackle there gets away with a hold. He gets beat inside, and then he kind of grabs him by the jersey. That's another misplay.
Miranda with another carry, short gain, and that's probably going to be the last play of the quarter. We'll see if the Crusaders get another one off here. They do. Mitchell steps up.
Going to have a hold in the backfield.
What a great play. We're going to talk about it after the break. Great play by Wooshpard in space. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Play something and then we'll cut out.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 75 years.
I believe there's going to be one more play here before the quarter ends. It was a hold on Riordan. Well, looks like they are moving the chains, literally.
That's
very interesting. So Riordan will now, the ball will be at their 48-yard line. They're going towards the north end zone. It'll be second down and 19. And you see that big offensive lineman, number 77, Tommy Tofi. His brother John is playing at Cal. His brother Ernie is on the varsity team. His dad John, I've known for a minute or two, is a Hall of Famer at Archbishop Riordan, great basketball player, and he's got a bright future ahead of himself. Second and 19, throw to the flat, got to make a play, and Basha comes up and wraps. It's a 9-yard gain. Will make a much more manageable third down. It'll be 3rd and 11. Coach?
Well, they're in a 2-deep coverage right there. And the corner pushes the inside receiver, and he's got to transfer his eyes back and see that guy going to the flat. And it's a simple read for the quarterback when he sucks inside like that.
3rd and 11 for the Crusaders. And I would imagine once they cross the 50-yard line, they're in 4-down territory. Appreciate Coach Adir Ravapati giving us all the lineups, the rosters, the keys, and preparing us for this broadcast. Throw over the middle, and he's out the door. Right down the middle of the field, Max Mitchell. Mitchell to Mitchell. It's not Mitchell's ice cream in San Francisco, but this is a lethal combination. It's a bend route right down the middle of the field, untouched. We talked about last week, not a lot of rerouting, getting those slot receivers be able to get right past the linebackers.
And you can't let that happen. That's an impossible situation for a safety to have a guy running at him free and didn't get slowed down. And it gives the quarterback an easy read. It's the same mistakes they made last week. I talked to Coach Wingard about this, trying to spend a lot of time on your rerouting because that's going to hurt you down the road. People see that, and they're going to utilize that to their advantage.
We got a timeout. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
The Crusaders call a timeout. Crusaders were 7-5 last year, 5-2 in the WCAL. They lost to Los Gatos 35-28 in the CCS playoffs. Coach Ravapati with the timeout. Riordan with a 2-by-2 set. The freshman running back, Elsie, offset to Mitchell's left. And it's going to be the fly toss, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone.
That goes down as a pass.
Yep. So Mitchell with a 4-yard, make it a 3-yard touchdown pass on the jet pass, and went unscathed into the end zone. And this is Kyle Welch getting. You got to understand with the motion. We'll talk about it after the break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in the Bay Area that will fight for you? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's been included in the National Trial Lawyers Top 100 and who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at their new office at Pleasant Hill at 925-489-1500. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation. George T. Schramm Mortgage, our kickoff partner. Contact Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer George Schramm for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com. George, thanks for your unconditional support to Monte Vista football. Short kick, Mustangs need to come up and catch it. They do, and they get right up the field and get out to the 34-yard line. Okay, you have the touchdown. Let's go through this.
Well, the first thing they should
play this through on the replay.
And the first thing that should have been recognized defensively was the splits of the wide receivers. They're so tight. You see them so tight to the line of scrimmage right there.
Perfect.
And they're
all looking inside.
And they're telling you exactly where they're going to go. And I don't see anybody's head on a swivel out here recognizing that set.
Okay, go ahead.
This play should be stopped dead to rights. And as soon as they engage in the block, and there's nobody up the field.
Nobody blocked the edge man either.
Nobody blocked the edge man. They just left him unblocked.
That's what Seattle's going to do to Bosa on Sunday. Just kidding. Dunphy pushes upfield and gets the yard. This is a guy that's playing both ways.
And they were able to give him a break on the last drive.
And he's down. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
At Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, we want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, ortho care for life.
Is he bleeding?
Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Miklich, a sports medicine doctor.
2nd and 9. Dunphy was able to walk off the field on his own, but that's your guy, your best football player. And I think he got a little. Mick's going to have to cut him. He got a little cut on the eye. That's illegal motion, and it's called. So the tight end got set while his teammate went in motion.
Yeah, this
is going to be marched back 5 yards.
And those are the pre-snap
and
mistakes.
Joey's talking to Andresic about it. Fight through adversity. Some of the adversity you're creating yourself.
Yeah, the penalties have put them in a bind right now. The first drive that they had, they were really moving the ball well, and the holding penalty put them behind the chains. Here, you can't let this. It looks like like you said, the good Dr. Ferdy Pacheco's over here fixing his cut up. I think that's what happened to Torrin, that's not too big of a deal. They'll get that.
He's having to hold the nose open so he can get that all gauzed up. Love Torrin Dunphy. And I think Coach Winger's going to call a timeout. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
All right, Joey, don't overdo it here.
Island has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milin to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals.
So another 3rd and long for the Mustangs. Andresic stays in the pocket, then steps up in the pocket. And Wooshpard with a peel-back block, and that will be a 15-yard penalty.
You know, that right there is such a questionable call. The kid's going to make the play, and he actually was faced up to him, and he didn't really peel back on it. He was coming at him. And this is a play I agree with when you have the peel-back block when guys don't see it coming, but this kid saw it coming. It was coming right at him.
So it'll be 4th down and 6, and Kerrigan will come on to punt. You'd like to flip the field here. Don't kick it to 14 or 15. Kyle Welsh will go back, the senior wide receiver and punt returner. Kerrigan had a 34 average last week, 1 punt inside the 20. Nice kick. Mustangs need to get some coverage. It'll take a Mustang roll inside the 20, inside the 15, and be spotted at the 14-yard line where Riordan will take over on offense with 9:35 left in the second quarter. They've thrown the ball vertically up the sideline, and they've also thrown it vertically up the hash mark. But, you know, you're playing a team like this, and you've got a commit going to a big school like Dakota Dixon is going to SMU. Need to see some action out of him.
Yeah, got to see him make a few plays.
Disrupt some things. Throw out here to the flat, and the Mustangs rally and pick up about 5 yards.
And those are the plays, yeah, if you're Monte Vista, give up those plays. That's fine. Make them have, the wherewithal to keep calling.
Yes.
Because they don't want to do that. They want to throw the ball down the field. So, don't give them those easy shots down the field. Make him dump it off and make them drive the field.
Mitchell, hitch route. And it's a 1st down, pitch and catch.
Once again, that's okay. They're trying to set you up. They're trying to soften you up. Don't let them do it. Make them have the ability to keep staying with that. And I don't think they can. I think that they want to try those shots down the field.
Thomas with the catch out in the flat to move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders.
Stuff.
Mitchell. And he's going downfield, and he's got a receiver. And it's incomplete. Great patience this time by Worth of playing the football and not panicking when the ball's in the air.
Well, and like I said, very predictable. They don't want to stay with that short pass. They're going to take their shots deep. Give up that short stuff. They're going to lose their patience, and they're going to throw the ball down the field. That's what they want to do. And so put them in that situation. Now they've got the 2nd and 10, which is really where you want them.
Not a lot of pass rush by these Mustangs. I know this is a offensive line that's averaging 288 pounds, but you gotta try something. You gotta work hands. You gotta do a strike, swim move, something. 2nd and 10. Run play. Miranda. And that's a hold. The 72 for Riordan is on a fireman's carry, unless this is a face mask. But this one was thrown by the back judge, and I think it's a hold on Riordan. Oh, no, it's face mask on Monte Vista. My mistake. I'll run laps when I get home tonight.
Well, usually when it comes from the back judge, it's something like that. Because he's not really looking at the point of attack with running the ball. He's too busy looking in the secondary.
So after initial contact, they got another 8-yard push and then literally another 15 yards on the face mask. Inside Mustang territory, and don't be surprised they put this ball up in the air.
And this is where, when he looks to the sideline like this is where defensively you got to change it up. They've changed the play. Now you need to change your front. Show one thing, go to another. They're doing a lot of check with me.
Hitch route.
And that's what they're looking at.
Should have been an 11-yard gain, but it turns into a 15-yard gain and another first down for the Crusaders. And we've got a flag on the field. Legal hands to the face. So is this one where it's still a first down? Or do they move the chains?
No, illegal hands to the face. It'll still be it should be a first down. It wasn't an illegal hands to the face. It had to be something down the field.
Or push in the back. So it'll be first down and 7 yards for the Crusaders. They continue with this 2-by-2 split. And Mitchell back to pass, and he's going to take a shot downfield. And it's in and out of the hands. That ball is UPS delivered to Kyle Welsh.
And you know it's coming. And
I mean, that is a beautiful thrown football.
Beautifully thrown football. Should have been caught. He kind of gave it a little rabbit arms right there, little alligator arms there at the end. He looked a little early. We always used to tell our receivers, keep running. And he looks back too early, and it slows him down a little bit. I know one of our good friends and one of our great coaches, Travis Bartman, is watching this, and he's saying the same thing because he'd teach him the same thing. Keep running, don't look back.
Dog doesn't stop when it's running after the Frisbee.
Trav, you need to be out coaching these guys.
7:42 left here in the second quarter. 14-zip Crusaders, 96, first down. Gain of 11. Pitch and catch. Thomas runs the route, comes back to the football, commit to Oregon State. He made a catch on a 50-50 ball last week against McClymonds that got duly noted. First and 10 for Riordan.
That's a scenario where Torrin Dunphy's got to get underneath that route because you're asking the corner to take away the deep stuff.
The freshman up the middle, and he'll pick up a first down. Chase Elzy, 5'10", freshman running back.
Must be an older freshman. They have the 14-year-old rule, so he must be 15.
Now 51 is 8 yards down the field, and he's not engaged. And Monte Vista's already having enough tough time defending.
We talk about RPOs. That's what happens on an RPO. The linemen are blocking it like it's a run. And it looks like they called it. No, they didn't. It's a timeout.
Okay,
you
stop.
See him.
Rewind.
He's all the way down to the middle backer. He's 6 yards down the field when that ball's thrown. And I know Coach Wingert's got to be on them about that. On the officials.
I don't suggest many coaching tips, but I did send a text to Joy when you have that pregame. So one thing I don't know if new head coaches understand, you always did, the importance of that pregame meeting with the officials to go over things that you've seen on film.
Yeah.
This guy tends to do this. Okay, watch
you
51.
See it right there. Look where he is. He's engaged with the linebacker 8 yards down the field when that ball's thrown. Totally illegal. And that needs to be cut. And on RPO, it's not the kid's fault.
No.
He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do because he doesn't know if it's going to be a run or a pass. You block it as a run as an offensive lineman. It's the quarterback's decision as to whether he's going to pull it and throw it or give it on the run.
I want to thank all of our partners who are helping us bring you this broadcast. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, Spitz Jewelers, Persevere Lending, the Maher Law Group, Golden State Orthopedic and Spine, Sport Court of Northern California, Monte Vista Football, American Asphalt, George Schramm, all of these partners help us bring you this game in HD with multiple cameras. And appreciate all of their support. 2nd down and 3 for Riordan. And pitch and catch is good for another Crusader touchdown. I think this is Welch. To Welch. And that's 3 touchdown passes for Mitchell. Give him 85 for his career. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Some play for the trophy, the scholarship, the fortune, the fame. We play for the play. Family time goes by fast. Start building your backyard court at sportcourt.com.
Appreciate our new partnership, Sport Court of Northern California, your single source for top sports construction in Northern California. When you call them, onside kick, the Mustangs are ready for it. I think you do Monte Vista a favor. They were not surprised by that.
No.
Now you've got great field position. I don't want to get mellow, over dramatic here. This is the most important drive of the game for the Mustangs to get back into this football game and take a little pressure off their defense.
And I'd like to see them get back to the run game, establish some momentum up there, move the chains, keep that clock going. It'd be awesome if they could, milk this whole clock all the way down and score toward, with less than a minute to go.
Dunphy's back at running back. Luengo at the bottom of your screen. Mustangs are going to reset and trade the tight end and the wing. 28 reach, and not a lot of room to run there for Dunphy.
They've had much more success running off the left side tonight so far. When they've run it off the left side, they've gotten positive yards, and they've blocked it much better. Their tandem blocks have worked together better. You'll see tight end tackle working together. They do a nice job. It's the inside that does that kind of the guard center combination block fell apart early.
And the edge, DJ Sanchez, had a strip sack last week. Twitchy defensive end for the Crusaders. RPO, and Dresick will lose a couple of yards there.
I believe that was a design quarterback run. I mean, he tucked it immediately. There was no intention of throwing right there.
Riordan did it.
And, he's got to stay with that fake a little bit more.
The Mustangs are now playing behind the chains once again. Nice play out in space.
The pullers got blown up.
Tuifua with the play, the junior linebacker. They've got their seniors, but they've got some underclassmen that are certainly great football players as well. 3rd down here and 13 for the Mustangs. And Dresick throws, and it's incomplete, and the Mustangs will have to punt.
You talk about young guys. For me, one time, they have a sophomore who's not suited up, but I'd like you to tell everybody his name. I love his name.
Genesis Laka.
Fantastic.
6'4", sophomore, 320 pounds.
Genesis Laka. I laka that name.
Mafua and Gano. I practiced this week. Kerrigan. And they'll let this one roll. And again, another kick inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. About a 36-yard punt. And the Crusaders will come out again on offense. There's been touchdown passes to Nash, to Welch. That was a fly sweep. And the last one was Thomas. Mitchell will share the ball to his guys.
Well, there's no shortage of guys to throw to. They've got some terrific athletes out on the outside.
Miranda, the running back, offset to Mitchell's left.
You know, the one thing that's going to catch up to this Riordan team, you can see it, is they rely heavily on the big play. And when they play a team of equal speed and you're trying to throw the ball down the field, you're going to see a lot of long, third and long situations, which isn't going to bode well for their offense because they're designed on those big plays. And if you're playing somebody with equal speed on the outside, that's going to come back to haunt them.
Second down and 6. And a throw for a first down. Basha trying to strip the football. But I'm going to credit the Riordan offensive line. They're getting off the football, and they're right on the Mustangs' defensive line, and at some point even to the second-level linebackers, which makes it very difficult on those RPOs. Nash, great play by Wooshpard. This time, fool me once, but don't fool me twice. Wooshpard does a good job out in space.
Well, I tell you, Caden Basha, I believe it was Caden who was out there taking on that slot receiver. He does an unbelievable job of keeping engaged with that receiver. You'll see him right up here on the edge. Look at him. He keeps engaged, sheds him and makes the play. Just a terrific play.
I think that's Dunphy.
It might have been Dunphy.
It was an 8
in there.
It was an 8. 18 or 8. Now it's 2nd and 10 for Riordan. Mustangs got to stop on the first possession of the Riordan, but then it's been all this time out in space. And after original contact, the athletic Judge Nash, going to Harvard, picks up an additional 5 or 6 yards, so now it's going to be 3rd and short. Don't be surprised they take a shot deep here.
Yeah, they had an opportunity right here. I think it's Grant. It wasn't Grant Mina. They had an opportunity to make the play in the backfield.
Guys got to run to the football. You got guys pulling up and not running with ill intent. Told you.
Here comes your shot. That's a moon ball underthrown.
Caught between the moon and Danville. And I didn't realize when I sent the text that you and Patrice were coming back from the U.S. Open, but not to digress, but Christopher Cross and Toto and Men at Work, nice concert out of
That's a good concert.
It
Toto, blessing the man out of the rains out of Africa.
Yes.
I love that song.
4th and 1 here.
Hold the line.
Hold the line. Was thinking about you, and some of our old fathers had yelled it up on the had nothing to do with the song, of course.
How about Ride Like the Wind, little Christopher Cross?
4th and 1 here. Mustangs crowd the box, and they get the stop, and they're going to get the football in great field position with 3 minutes and 1 second. Now, this is what we were talking about with Coach Wingert this week. Fight through adversity. Not much has gone right today, right? But you get a stop here, and you set you up. You've got the wide side of the field. Look at the penetration here by the Mustangs.
Oh, they got.
And Dunphy sniffed this out. That's a takedown right in the middle of the field by the right guard. No call by the umpire.
I don't understand the play call. You're winning 21-0. You're getting the ball first in the second half. The only thing that can hurt you is something like that or a turnover. And I don't agree with the decision to go for it on your own side of the 50 right there, no matter if it's 4th and 1 or not. I think that their lack of special teams is really showing.
Mina throw goes incomplete. And Riordan showed blitz, and that's exactly what happened on this play. And the corner read this all over with the Nate Landman club.
Not a great route. Minus got to push that a little bit more. He's got to stay over his front foot. Not a good throw. You can't miss high like that. You're throwing your receiver up where he's going to get crushed. He's got to miss low and away.
2nd and 10. Dunphy, positive yardage. Positive yardage. It'll be 3rd down and a long 7 for the men in red.
Well, and here, if you're Monte Vista, I'd really consider running the football again here. And I would definitely go for this being down 21-0, only if I ran the ball. I don't think I'd go for it on 3rd and 7. I'd try to run, get half it back, let the clock run down, take a timeout, set yourself up for a good 3rd down play or 4th down play if you need it.
They're going to go with a wing set here. And Dresick throw, crossing route to Dunphy, and he moves the chains. I think these are more plays they need to run because Ian has 2 guys he's going to look at, right, Coach?
Yep.
And he's going to stay in the pocket. Boom, boom. And he hits Dunphy on our old T-cross.
Well, I talked about when he hits the back of his drop, he hits that 5th step, being able to throw the football in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. Plant, throw.
That's simple football.
And not having to look down the field and make reads.
And
just
Dunphy,
give him a simple read right there.
Dunphy gets right up the field.
And it gets it out of his hand, and it gets him some confidence.
Empty the backfield. Could we see a quarterback draw here? Coach Wingert changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Clock continues to run. Middle screen or fast screen to Mana, and
Caden Basha just
no
threw
blocking.
a whiff on that. He's got to be more aggressive, and I know Caden's an aggressive player, not his best effort on that. He's got to do a better job of blocking that receiver so Mina can be one-on-one with the corner.
So you said one-on-one, and it's not always the runner. It's one-on-one blocking.
Yes. If he blocks him, then he's got a chance to beat the guy in the open space. Make that kid, make number 13, make a play in space and tackle you out there. But give him that opportunity. He can't beat both guys.
Where they have spent too much of the first half playing behind the chains. Under a minute here, Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School. And Dresick, throw. He's got a receiver, but it's thrown short. But Mina does a great job of coming back that football.
I think it got picked.
No, I think it's incomplete. He waved it off. But
he
Mina's
did a terrific job on that. I think
he was open, but that's a long throw from your hash mark all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Well, he held on to the ball a little too long.
And then the running back didn't do him any favors,
He
crossing
had to get
his
rid of
face.
that a little
but
bit
Mina
earlier.
does a great job of coming back for the football. Now, if you pick up 6 or 7 yards here, do you go for the field goal? What's your strategy?
Well, I think you've got to get the ball at least to the 25-yard line to give yourself a realistic chance at a field goal right here. So I would like to see a screen, a draw, something to get that, or something quick because they're giving that to you.
And Dresick escapes the pocket. He's going to run, and he's stripped of the football.
He's holding the ball with one hand out there.
So does this stop the clock?
I think it went out of bounds.
So the ball is spotted at the Mustang 27-yard line.
And they bring out Garrigan.
So this is going to be that's a 45-yard attempt, maybe see where they spot it. And you'd mentioned in his first attempt, he waited for You waited for
the ball. He waited for the ball to get put on the tee. You've got to be attacking that ball while it's in the air. And it's
Mustangs are one short. And you got a timeout, Joey. Just call the timeout. Oh, Riordan calls the timeout.
Riordan wants to save 40 seconds, and that's smart. They've got the ability to throw that ball deep, and they should do that. 40 plays, you can get off 7 or 8 plays. 40 seconds.
So Kerrigan, you'd mentioned, you can't wait for the ball to be teed up because it's too late. You've got to have great timing and a solid stroke through the football. He has the lead. He has the leg.
In a perfect world, that ball is caught and as soon as it touches the tee, the foot should be kicking it.
Bam, bam, quick.
And right, what he did is he waited for the kid to catch it and put it on the tee. Then he approached it. You got to approach it as it's in the air, much quicker. And they've got to see that as a coaching staff. They've got to practice that.
This does a lot for your confidence if you can get a score here. And your inside guys really got to hold that inside gap.
Hold the line.
It's going to be a 44-yard attempt. His career long is 42.
Let's see if he's attacking that.
A little bit of a breeze out there. A little fall breeze here in September. He waited too long again.
Again, same thing.
And this time Riordan just leaves the football alone.
It's Monte Vista ball. It was blocked. It crossed the line of scrimmage. It crossed the line of scrimmage. He's telling them that.
He waited again, Coach. He waited. He literally waited to the ball to be teed up, and against this force known as the Crusaders.
That wasn't even a strong push. He kicked out a little too low as well because they didn't get any push there.
I don't think it had a chance whenever he approached it, but still the fundamental part of it is attack the football before it's put on the tee.
And Monte Vista's got the prevent defense. They're rushing three. Well, they have three out there.
Miranda out in the flat and picks up a couple. They had Max Mitchell right up the hash mark, 15 yards behind any Monte Vista defender.
If you're rushing three guys in this scenario, those three guys have got to go. And if you watch that play, there's no push right there. Dakota's got to get up the field. He can't just engage and stop. Get after the quarterback. If you're only rushing three guys, go, 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 go. You got 8 in coverage. You've got to force him to throw. You can't let him sit back there forever. And that's what's happening again. You're going to give him all day. That's what's going to happen.
Incomplete. So it'll be third down.
That ball was thrown 68 yards in the air.
He reminds me of a kid that played here last year from Amador, Tristan Tia. Very similar size.
I thought he was a terrific quarterback.
Yes.
It's Oregon State, I believe.
Yes.
All right. You can't. Once
We're
again,
going to break out. Might have to cue up the circus music here.
We got to get after the quarterback. We're not rushing. Who cares if they run the ball? That's fine.
Oh, goodness.
That's all right. No big deal. They don't have a kicking game. They've got to throw it up for grabs.
The freshman, Elsie, up the sideline, picks up a nice chunk, and 14 seconds left in the half. I mean, wow.
Big-time players are supposed to make big plays in big games.
See all these stars. Stars aren't shining. They are for Riordan tonight. Bottom of your screen here is Lawson, the sophomore receiver. Mitchell in complete control. He's played a lot of varsity football games. Throw out to the flat.
Keep him in bounds.
Nice hit. Welch with the completion to the 35. Now they've got a shot. They're going to throw a deep ball into the end zone.
Well, they called him out of bounds. He got hit 4 yards inbounds. That should not have been an out of bounds. They're not going to wind the clock here. This contact is made way before the end zone.
They've got 3 receivers along in front of their Riordan bench.
And the corner
here is pressed at the bottom of your screen. And Mitchell's going to run. And that'll end the first half. 72-yard touchdown pass, Mitchell to Nash, and then the jet pass to Welch from 3 yards out, and then a 13-yard pass with 7 minutes left in the second quarter to Sinai Thomas. Riordan gets the ball to start the second half. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt.
Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Miklich, a sports medicine doctor in Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. I've been head team physician at Monte Vista High School over the past 15 years. I provide prompt specialty care, orthopedic surgery, sports medicine for the injured Monte Vista athletes and all of their families. I also provide sideline coverage for sports such as football. Being the community sports medicine doctor that families can rely upon is also important to me. Taking care of injured Monte Vista athletes and returning them to top form is an important part of my orthopedic surgery practice. I lead a team that includes a certified athletic trainer on campus and the sidelines, and together we provide a level of care for an athlete that would be expected of a Division I collegiate or professional athletic program. We provide a continuity of care that may begin on the sideline after an injury and continue in the office setting. Between me and my colleagues, we treat sports injuries and musculoskeletal problems from head to toe. You may find me or the athletic trainer on the sideline, or you may come see me in the office in San Ramon or Walnut Creek.
Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation serving the greater Bay Area. Reach them at their new office in Pleasant Hill at 925-489-1500. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ortho Care for Life. Sport Court of Northern California, your single source for total sports construction. Reach them at 925-932-4108 and reference Monte Vista football. Monte Vista football, celebrating 58 years of Monte Vista football. Go to MonteVistaFootballBoosters.com to make your tax-deductible donation tonight. American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. And George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com. Ned Milin has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milin
to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 75 years.
1. Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in the Bay Area that will fight for you? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's been included in the National Trial Lawyers Top 100 and who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at their new office at Pleasant Hill at 925-489-1500. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation.
Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Muir Orthopedics, Ortho, NorCal, and Webster Orthopedics are now called Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, or GSOS, with more great doctors and clinics in 13 cities across the Bay Area. We offer the same innovative and compassionate care as always. Whether you're tiny or big, 2 or 102, a pro athlete, or a world-class grandparent, you can find care with our expert, compassionate doctors. Go to goldenstateortho.com for more information and testimonials from patients. How long was it?
Some play for the trophy, the scholarship, the fortune, the fame. We play for the play. Family time goes by fast. Start building your backyard court at sportcourt.com.
Dr. Michael Miklich, a sports medicine doctor in Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. I've been head team physician at Monte Vista High School over the past 15 years. I provide prompt specialty care, orthopedic surgery, sports medicine for the injured Monte Vista athletes and all of their families. I also provide sideline coverage for sports such as football. Being the community sports medicine doctor that families can rely upon is also important to me. Taking care of injured Monte Vista athletes and returning them to top form is an important part of my orthopedic surgery practice. I lead a team that includes a certified athletic trainer on campus and the sidelines, and together we provide a level of care for an athlete that would be expected of a Division I collegiate or professional athletic program. We provide a continuity of care that may begin on the sideline after an injury and continue in the office setting. Between me and my colleagues, we treat sports injuries and musculoskeletal problems from head to toe. You may find me or the athletic trainer on the sideline, or you may come see me in the office in San Ramon or Walnut Creek.
Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation serving the greater Bay Area. Reach them at their new office in Pleasant Hill at 925-489-1500. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ortho Care for Life. Sport Court of Northern California, your single source for total sports construction. Reach them at 925-932-4108 and reference Monte Vista football. Monte Vista football, celebrating 58 years of Monte Vista football. Go to MonteVistaFootballBoosters.com to make your tax-deductible donation tonight. American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. And George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com. Ned Milin has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milin to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 75 years.
We're back here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School, where it's been all Archbishop Riordan. Mitchell and his 3 of his wideouts, he's sharing the football and is taking advantage of this Mustang defense. Monte Vista was able to get a couple of stops at the end of the half, one on that put them in great field position. That, you know, they've had 2 field goal attempts and both have been blocked, so that's not good. But what are some things that the Mustangs need to do, Coach, in the second half? And this is my broadcast partner and former coaching partner in crime, Craig Bergman. And what are some things the Mustangs need to do? A good shot of Torrin Dunphy there.
Execute. They need to get out and execute. And they ran the ball with some effectiveness in the first half, but they they put themselves behind the 8 ball with a few too many penalties and mistakes that specifically in that first drive. That first drive is such a big drive in a game. It gives you momentum, and they had a first down run that got called back that would have put them right around inside the 50-yard line. I believe it crossed the 50, but the holding call put them back into a first and unmanageable amount. And that threw them off that series. And that, like I said, it's not necessarily that you score on that series, that first one, but to possibly flip the field and force a long field out of that. But they've got to execute, and they've got to tackle better defensively, and they've just got to run to the football a little bit more. I didn't see a lot of effort up there out of the defensive line chasing down plays. Now, granted, you got a quarterback that throws the ball that well, and you got good receivers. So you've got to do some things to try and get a little pressure on him, not let him get comfortable back there.
2 blocked field goals, but the Mustangs didn't turn over the football, so that's a good thing. Kerrigan will kick off. He had a great week last week, 7 touchbacks. Our kickoff partner, contact Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer George Schramm for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com. Kerrigan to kick. And this is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Kerrigan, the 12th man of the defense. That's his 8th touchback of the season. So Riordan will come out on offense. Had an effective running game in the first half, but really just a lot of chunks, and then going vertical. And good shot of Tofi right there.
And that's their system, and that's what they're going to do. They're not going to change
size
things
of that
here.
Kid, Coach.
They've got some big kids out there.
The freshman running back, Elsie, offset to Mitchell's right. Running play here, and picks up a easy 8 yards, maybe 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, and defensive line getting a little too high. They've got to play lower with a little bit better pad level. They're getting knocked off the football. Obviously, when you're undersized, you've got to do some things to try and to negate the size factor.
Now, if he throws this football, no, he runs it for a first down. He did such a great job of moving the chains with his feet, and nice chunk again there for Mitchell.
And they get Monte Vista gets a free shot at him here. The way they come screaming off the edge, you can't get sucked inside with a quick quarterback
Beat
like
him that outside shoulder.
And you got to attack the outside shoulder. I mean, unblocked right there. And
your 3 words, come to balance.
Come to balance. And you're talking about a defensive lineman trying to tackle him in the open field, so you got to do things fundamentally sound.
Mitchell, nice job by Worth coming up and attacking the football. It's a 4-yard gain, and I would expect sooner than later to see a hitch and go off that play, but you appreciate Worth coming up in space and dropping in coverage, then comes up, reads it, comes up, and attacks the football. I love that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, sooner than later, you're going to get a double move up there.
Breaking news, I'm right once. All right. Sorry, Coach. Mitchell breaks through, and he's got room to run. He doesn't take any hits, runs out of bounds, and that'll be a 15-yard gain for the Vanderbilt commit.
Great job using his feet. And you can see his eyes are downfield the whole way. It's not like he's looking at the rush. His eyes are downfield. He's looking for guys still looking for guys, and then he decides to run. That's a good quarterback right there. That's, he didn't just get happy feet. He stayed in the pocket. It broke down. He moved his feet in the pocket, and he still kept his eyes downfield.
As soon as you pursue towards him, though, he's going to use your aggressiveness against you. 1st and 10, 45-yard line of the Mustangs. Mitchell.
That's a nice job right there, destroying the mesh point. We talked about the mesh point, and that's where the quarterback's hands meet the running back on a run pass option. He pulled it right here. He should have probably given it.
Yes.
Either way, I mean, everything was picked up right there. Monte Vista got some good pursuit inside. They had everything covered on that.
2nd down and 13 here. 3 receivers to the boundary. And you got Nash here at the bottom of your screen with not much safety help. Screen. Miranda. First down and more. Another big play for Riordan. Inside the 25, it'll be spotted at the 22-yard line. Nicely set up by Riordan.
Very nice.
But this is the thing, though. You're a defensive lineman, and you haven't got near the quarterback all game. You have to have a sense, you have to have a smell, a gamesmanship, if you will, that was going to be a screen.
Yeah, you realize, okay, wait a minute, I've been blocked all night long, and here I am coming this clean. I got to know something's up. I got to retrace my steps, find out where those linemen are going, and get to that screen.
So the first running back screen of the game is very successful, and then another inside run by Miranda, and the ball is inside the red zone, and it's down to the 14-yard line.
And the big bodies are starting to take its toll up front on the defensive line, and you see a lot of guys running in and out. They're trying to get some new bodies in there on the defensive line. It wears on you, when they're laying on you and they're pushing you, and it wears on you as a defense.
288, it's probably close to the size of Cal's offensive line.
And when you're outmanned size-wise up front, you got to do some things. You got to move your linemen, you got to stunt them, you got to bring a few more guys to put some heat on them.
Good coverage by Worth, goes incomplete. Intended receiver was Thomas, who had a touchdown in the first half. So now it'll be third down and a long 2 yards.
Well, my guess is we might see 2 runs here if we need to pick up the first down on the ground.
Good job by Worth of not panicking.
Really been excited about how he's been playing.
He's a competitor.
He is a competitor.
You
he
can
plays
see
well.
that he loves football.
Yeah. Terrific kid, too.
He might get beat, but gosh darn, I love the way that he plays.
He's got a little old school in him.
Miranda. Wooshpard with the TFL. Now it's going to be fourth down. We know Riordan doesn't have much of a kicking game, so they're going to go for it here. Fourth down and a long 6 for the Mustangs.
I would expect them to try and run a route to the chains. I really would, and I would think you might see a quarterback scramble here if Monte Vista sits on those chains.
Do you want to kind of maybe vary a look here if you're in the?
Yeah, in this scenario, I'd come with the house and force him to throw it earlier than he wants to. Don't let them get up the field.
Okay, so you got the Eagle bunch formation here. And in and out, I would expect.
And Monte Vista does come with the house.
They lost contain.
Yep, and that's the killer. You can't do that.
And we've got a hold in the backfield. I don't know if he gets the first or not. And then we've got a penalty.
I don't know.
Post-play penalty, and I believe this is on Monte Vista. We'll let the referee,
I don't know if that was
Jason Smith.
That was thrown well after the contact, so I don't know if that's on contact.
So the spot is short of the line to gain. So it might be one of those post-play penalties, but it's definitely a hold in the backfield.
It could be offsetting. It could be 2 against. You have to attack the back. You talked about it before. You got to attack the back shoulder of the quarterback and force him to step up inside. Don't let him beat you to the outside. I really like how the official is coming over to Coach Wingert and communicating.
He's in control of the game.
Yeah.
Right? That's all you want, and he's going to come over.
And my guess is that this is on Riordan because he came over to ask Coach Wingert whether he wanted it or not. And I think we're going to decline it maybe because
the offense
it wasn't a first down. Yeah, because it wasn't a first down, we'll decline the penalty.
I was wrong again. I'll run laps. So it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Riordan, but that's post-play penalty, right?
That should be assessed. The post-play penalty should be assessed. The during play was declined.
Right.
But the post-play will be assessed, and Monte Vista will get the ball.
So he goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
And then
they spot him at the 13. So the ball should be spotted at the 28. There's the post-play penalty.
Yeah, he lost his composure. Mitchell lost his composure on the sideline there. He's got to learn he can't do that.
But credit the Monte Vista defense. You got another stop. That's 3 stops in a row. Now they get the ball on offense here. 7:23 left in the third quarter. MV football at the 28-yard line. You know, it's great having Casey Donovan and one of his sons come by and say hello. Casey on one of our original teams. Great player. Great kid. Bootleg. Oh, he's got it. We're talking about somebody making a play. That's an 18-yard gain. And Wooshpard has played every down on offense and defense is down. And I imagine he's cramping.
I believe he is. I think he's got a cramp.
We'll take a quick break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Got to carry that.
Some play for the trophy, the scholarship, the fortune, the fame. We play for the play. Family time goes by fast. Start building your backyard court at sportcourt.com.
At Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, we want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, ortho care for life.
You need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in the Bay Area that will fight for you. Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's been included in the National Trial Lawyers Top 100 and who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at their new office at Pleasant Hill at 10 for the Mustangs. Nothing worse than the double cramp unless it's double kidney stones, and we both know what those are. A little swing screen here out in the flat, and dump feed. It's a solid play, 4-yard gain. Yeah. I think also it helps Torn. You know, we obviously want to see more running game, but getting him the ball out in space, it's not a game breaker. He's a chain mover.
Wow, you know, and he's a bruiser.
Yeah.
And he inflicts punishment on the defense, and you do that enough times, guys aren't going to want to. They don't want to come up and make the tackle, and that's deflating.
3rd and 6. Now, is this 4-down territory?
No, I don't think so. I think your defense has played well. Let them keep playing well. That's right there a big mistake out of Ian right there.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
Going to be
an
illegal touching.
Well, we talked about DJ Sanchez coming off the edge. So this is going to be a loss of down. And it's a spot foul. So Kerrigan might be taking the snap nearly in his end zone.
Yeah, it's probably going to be about the 7.5 yard, 7-yard line.
Making a bad play even worse.
Right, or he has a pocket. Step up in the pocket.
You scramble right to the edge rusher, and then you lose everything.
Well, and all teams see it. They see all the film, and they're gonna. Everybody will defend him the same way. You don't even need to get push up inside. He's gonna try and run right into you.
Kerrigan angles it towards the Riordan sideline on danger punt, and the ball will be spotted around the 39-yard line. Riordan will take over with 6:34 left in the third quarter.
just saw where our section commissioner, Pat Cruikshank, is going to retire at the end of the year. I think he's done a good job under weird circumstances during his tenure, right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, that's not easy for anybody on that.
1st and 10, they reset the receivers. Mitchell is in the slot.
That's
completion.
That right there is pass interference, because the receiver here, 14, was blocking the entire time the ball was in the air. That's an automatic pass interference. If we get a chance to see that, you'll see him blocking right down. You're not going to see it. It's down at the bottom here, because that's an RPO again, and he's blocking while that ball's thrown down the field.
Let's get a little pull away a little bit. Maybe we can get another shot of that. Miranda's off to the races down to the 15-yard line. Miranda, the junior running back, getting straight up the field, and as this big offensive line of Riordan wears down, he continues to get big chunks. Triangle bunch formation near the hash mark. And on the bottom of your screen is Judge Nash.
And there's the screen. They've run out of that a number of times and out of control. Got to come to balance. We talk about it all the time.
So
have an opportunity.
This is, and then we've got a flag thrown, but this is the old X-Fast screen. And Tom Petty, break down and go ahead and give it to me. You got to break down in space. Get your you know what, underneath you.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
you're just flying, and he's just going to take advantage of the aggressiveness.
Mina read it perfectly. Did a really nice job of stepping up in between the blockers. Then when he clears that's when he's got to come to balance. What I mean by coming to balance,
this is on Riordan.
You got to stay square and not go lunging it at them, because all it takes is a simple move, and they're by you.
Riordan is up 21-zip. I get it. They're dominating the game, but this is one of their keys to the game. Clean football, limit negative plays, penalties, and turnovers. They've had some big penalties that cost them, and these are physical things. These are all mental things.
Yeah,
and when you get into the depth of they play Pitt next week.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big test for them over at San Francisco.
Yeah, Monte Vista's down 21-0 with 2 drives that resulted in blocked field goals. If they sustain those drives a little bit more, we're looking at a different ball game. And Riordan really hasn't put their foot on the throat of a team.
It looked like they were about to do it there, but then the 15-yard penalty. So it's 1st and 16. Clock continues to mark. No to roll here. No count in the backfield at all by the back judge. And then Riordan calls a timeout. We'll take one. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Island has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milin to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Another favorite alum of mine is Bob Sargent, the director of broadcasting for the 49ers. Sunday is going to be Sargent's 400th broadcast since he's been with the 49ers.
I've gotten to know
Seattle.
Bob and played
Bob
golf
is
with
great.
him. What a good man. Just a terrific man.
I love one of my favorite texts of the summer is I'm playing golf with your guy Bergman. Good guy. And when 2 friends of mine that have never meet like that, that's good stuff. Here's an errant snap over Mitchell's head. Was right. He
took his eye off it.
He's kind of looking somewhere,
Well,
now it's going to be 2nd down and 25.
What he's looking at is in an RPO, you're reading the particular person, and his eyes are going to that person before he catches the ball, and just that split second is the difference.
Play action pass, throw to the chains, and it'll be a completion. It'll be 3rd down and probably about 13 yards. He's got great touch, but when he wants to spin it, he can, and here's an example.
Yeah, he's got a very nice arm. I mean, we've seen him throw it almost 70 yards in the air.
Third down and 13 for the Crusaders. Neither team has scored here in the second half. 59 sprint. Mitchell throws back, but then they lose contain. Throw into the end zone. He's wide open. Touchdown, Riordan. You can't give him that much time. And it's Sinai Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the game and the 86th career touchdown pass by Michael Mitchell Jr. So they lose contain here, Coach. How important it is on the backside.
Oh,
right there.
It's so important. You've got to maintain it.
But I don't.
They also had another lineman downfield right there. He's standing on the 12-yard line. Ball was on the 18.
Let's watch that play again if you can, Jason. We've had plenty of commercials. But we talked about that back shoulder. Right now you got to get width. But then watch the block. You're talking about blocking the back?
Yeah, well, they've been consistent with letting those things go this tonight.
But a wide open Thomas. So that's 3 touchdowns in the early season for the Oregon State commit, and it's 28-0 Riordan, and they'll kick off. So they got to watch. The Mustangs got to watch out for the pooch kick. They've done a good job of returning those, but the offense just hasn't been able to sustain anything and staying in front of the chains. And Ian has to stay in the pocket. Our kickoff partner, George T. Schramm, Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer. Contact George Schramm for all of your mortgage needs. Pooch kick, fair catch. Mustangs do a good job. Assertive, 33-yard line. And the Mustangs will come back out in offense. Mission Viejo 37 and Folsom 6. Not a good score for the Northern California team. Tomorrow it's De La Salle over at Sarah. P. Walsh against Mr. Allenbaugh. Might be watching tonight or was watching. Over at Avenue of the Fleas, Alameda de las Pulgas. Our crew will be up at Santa Rosa to bring you the Bear Cub Modesto Junior College Pirates game from Bailey Field. Dunphy's got some room to run. More.
Yeah.
Dunphy, again, gets south, dips his shoulder, forward lean, and the best play of the game for the Mustangs right there.
This is good work for them. And keep working this. This is a play that's got to be successful for them. And it's no secret that they're going to run it. You've just got to get better and better and better at running it. And the running back has to be able to see it as many times as possible for him to understand where those cuts are going to come.
Tavita Tuifua just ran himself out of the play.
Too many men in the backfield here in Monte Vista.
Wasn't even blocked.
They didn't call it.
29 reach. Dunphy, no gain.
Caught a break right there. 6 minutes or 5. They had too many men in the backfield. You'll notice that.
You got to have 7.
Off. And both receivers were off on the same side.
Second down and 10. Maybe that crossing route here with Dunphy. Mina at the top of your screen. Wait for him to break out. He's under press coverage with no safety help. And Dressick keeps it, and he's close to the first down. Now, Mina was on the hitch and go, but they were in press coverage. Should have just been a go.
Well, you still want to give it a little shake right there, making him think, so you can try and freeze that. Right there, you want it. Yeah, you want a little slight. I don't know if he was on a hitch and go. I think he just turned it up when the quarterback looked at him. It should have been a fade from the start.
If he just goes vertical there, I think he beats him. So it's 3rd down and 2, and Dressick makes a positive play with his feet. Dunphy's looking to the sideline, trying to get some help here, and he'll offset. And then we've got a timeout, and we'll take a quick break. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Jolly Washer Express. It'll be 3rd and short. Coach Winger didn't like the mechanics of that play. Dunphy was looking to the sideline, and that's a sign that maybe everybody didn't know what they were going to do, so they called the timeout. Mina, the ex-receiver on the running Mustang, and Dressick, crossing route to Mina, the zero route that we love so much.
Really nice catch.
And again, he's looking at a couple of reads there. He stays in the pocket. Mina runs the zero because he knew he did when he tightened up his split. You got to be a zero. You got to be a hero to throw the zero. Watch top of your screen.
Okay, look at the huge pocket. Now don't fade away from it. Step up into that pocket.
He could have thrown a little bit earlier to give Grant a chance to turn it up the field. Nevertheless, first down for the Mustangs. And Dressick stays in the pocket and battling with the defensive back, and it goes incomplete. In coverage is Jamont Brown with the club. Great job by the Lavash, the right tackle.
Really good job.
Because
good all the way around.
Sanchez is a good edge rusher, and he's what you used to call stoned him. And we've got a procedure here. Somebody left early, Shirley, and it'll be now 2nd and 15. Mustangs playing behind the chains. Next week, Monte Vista will host Antioch here, and before that game will be the alumni tailgate at 5:30 at Oak Hill Park. Here's Garrett Garitano's graphic work, Coach.
Terrific.
Such a great job. And remember about our game day program, the best program in high school football, bar none. Always.
William Floyd?
Pardon me?
William Floyd?
Yes.
Bar none?
2nd and 15, and Dressick steps up in the pocket, throws, catch, complete.
A great job by Mina. Working
why does
scrimmage.
So you're talking about consistency. Mina's hit, and he's knocked out of bounds, but they rule him inbounds and they don't stop the clock.
It may have something to do with the score.
Well, it should be officiating the score. But the positive thing about Dressick on this play, Coach, instead of madly scrambling, he steps up in the pocket.
And he kept his eyes down the field.
28 reach. Dunphy doesn't see much there, but he doesn't need much, and he moves the chains. First down. best drive of the night for Monte Vista.
Yeah, and they're mixing it up. They're running the ball well. Keep sticking with that run.
Don't worry about the scoreboard. No. Just keep stacking positive plays on top of each other. Quick substitution here. 28 reach, but it's the naked, and Andresik's going to keep it himself, but he's got to put that football away.
Yeah, he runs with that ball like the old school loaf of bread, as my father would always say.
God bless him. Well, and bread back then was like 12 cents a loaf. Now it's like $6.99. I digress. And Andresik with the naked.
Now that's just a wink.
Yep.
And that we talked about the wink last. Hey, you tell nobody but the running back, hey, I'm going to keep this thing because they're sucking it in on the backside.
But I think Grant Mina knew, and he's out there blocking in space. That's a long block, but not to hold.
Yeah.
Positive things here on this drive for the Mustangs. 2nd down and 3. Basha in the wing. Lewenga at the bottom of your screen. T-cross. Dunphy drops his shoulder, moves the chains.
Really got good mileage out of that play, in and out of his hands.
That's an oldie but a goodie. Used to work
a lot.
Back in the day, one of those gadget plays we'd run against the Spartoonies. Just T-cross. And Dunphy runs it exactly what you're supposed to do. You get upfield and you cross.
He pretty much does every time what he's supposed to do. Well-coached kid. Just a pleasure to have.
28 reach. Nice job. Wasn't much there. Picked up a couple of yards. We're going to take a break, and, Coach, you're going to walk us through this after the quarter. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Jolly Washer Express.
I want to watch.
Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
So, Coach, this is what you called running to the football.
If I could circle number 73, defensive tackle. The plays away from him. He runs and keeps running and gets in on the play.
He gets caught in the mess in the walk.
He gets caught in the mess.
Gets there.
The rest of the defense did a good job of forcing it back in so that guys that, if you are pursuing, can chase it down. And that's what happens. That's why you must chase down and not give up a play on the backside. I've seen too much of that out of some of the Monte Vista guys not chasing it down.
Be a participant, not a spectator. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs. Dunphy in the backfield. Wing is Basha. Edge blitzer. And it was Dunphy, not much there, but still able to make it a positive gain to make it 3rd and a long 6 for the men in red. On Friday, the Mustangs will host Antioch. On Saturday, the Crusaders will host Pitt. And you know what? Appreciate Riordan coming over and playing the East Bay Athletic League team. They're going to play a BVAL team.
Yeah, they played an Oakland team, an OAL team.
Yep. And the Mustangs are going to call a timeout. Do we have that graphic for the alumni tailgate, Jace? So next week over at Oak Park, taco truck, Oak Hill Park, all free taco truck for our football alumni. Please RSVP for a head count to GTS3232 at yahoo.com. That's George Schramm's email. or you can reach out to me on Twitter at Chris Babcock2. Send me a direct message and come out for that alumni tailgate on Friday at 5:30 at Oak Hill Park. So timeout, Monte Vista. It's third down and a long 5 here. Maybe Dunphy's out. Bosch is in the slot. Play pass, naked, and Dressick's got to put that ball away.
And he's got to learn. He's got to get better at that because that's going to come back and cost him. And I mean, he fumbled once tonight. Didn't really cost him and went out of bounds. But it's going to happen. If you carry it like that, everybody watches that on film. And when he breaks the pocket, he's going to keep the ball out, go for the strip.
Is that an all-run play? Is there
No, that's a pass play that he once he got broke contained, he's running too hard. He wasn't going to be able to get his shoulder square. He decided to run
It's the body language of the fake that sells the defense, right? Getting down, seeing the fake.
That's not where to go, and wide open in front. The play was called perfectly. He just decided to run outside.
He's got Torrin Dunphy wide open. But once you scramble away from where the play is going to go, there's really no shot at all.
And he had a pocket.
If he stepped, see, that's working with an inexperienced quarterback. Stepping up in the pocket gives you more options because you still have the whole field in front of you, right?
Well, yeah.
But as soon as you scramble and the protection hasn't broke down yet.
No. The key is for a quarterback who hasn't played much is do they learn from their mistakes? And these are the same mistakes he made last week. And he's continuing to do the same thing, and it's putting them behind the 8-ball offensively.
28-zip. The Riordan defense throwing the Koufax here. If you don't know who Sandy Koufax is, Google it. Shame on you. Dodgers did lose tonight. Keeper, throw, incomplete. Nice text from Ned Milin. Loves the ad. Ned coaches at De La Salle, coached with us, played with us, but always supports Monte Vista football, just like the Spitz family, Damon Bowers, Vincent Maher, our friends at Golden State Orthopedics, et cetera, and, of course, our new partners, a Sport Court of Northern California, and our partner, Matt Russi. 33. 2nd and 10. Mitchell throws, and Dunphy he's played almost every down. Only down he's come out to get taped and maybe get a drink of water in between plays, but no quitting him. Gets his hand in the passing lane. And
football player. He's just a football player. He can play anywhere. I mean, you play him at linebacker.
He sees what Mitchell's, and then he starts getting some depth. That little nuance. He's at the 24. Just that little 6 yards made that difference of getting his hand in the passing lane.
If you saw his head, his head's on a swivel. He recognizes the route, gets underneath the route. He found that he's not just looking at the quarterback. He's scanning the field, finding out what they're doing behind him, and that's
playing with a purpose.
Hard to get kids to understand that.
He gets it.
Boy, Monte Vista is really vulnerable to right down the middle on this route.
Breaks contain. And Mitchell picks up about 18 yards. Another Riordan alum. Favorite of mine is their head basketball coach, Joey Curtin. They were the Open NorCal champions last year.
Always been a terrific basketball school. Always. They've had players every year, and they've always been competitive, and that's a strong league.
Yes. And that gym gets after it, the Crusader Forum. You got the band. Fantastic atmosphere over there. A break contain again. Mitchell
eyes down the field
and
surveying it, really knows where everybody is.
The law firm of Mitchell & Mitchell connects again for 14 yards.
Played football at Santa Clara with a wonderful guy, Aaron Wise. Aaron Wise went to Riordan, was one of the leading rushers there in their history. Had a great career at Santa Clara. I know he was in Sacramento.
I think he played with another guy that was their head coach for a bit, I thought.
He might have. But I don't know.
We'll talk about it on the timeout. I'm not going to leave you hanging.
Aaron, what a good guy. Great player.
Run up the middle is House.
Good to see Wishpard back in there.
Yes.
After the double cramp. That's tough to come back
Double
from.
cramp is not for the faint of heart.
You know, I tell you, Wish makes some mistakes. He gets up the field a little bit too much, but he plays hard. And he doesn't quit.
And he's still getting after it.
And that's the kind of player that's you can win with that. That's what you win with.
There's guys that wear this red jersey that you can tell that they love the game of football, and I appreciate that. Good job getting into the backfield. Levash again. Top of your screen. Well, some other guys should be buying tickets. So it'll be 3rd down and 8. The freshman running back, Elsie, checks in. Mitchell. Ooh, Duffy had a shot at him. Out of bounds. If he calls this, oh no! Oh no! I don't want to argue with the officials, but that's a horrible call.
He was 3
That
yards out of
wasn't even
bounds.
close. If the green on the other side of the white is, and I guarantee you, Welch knew that it was. If he thought that was complete, he would have celebrated.
Yeah, that was.
This is the worst call of the year. This is bad.
In all fairness,
yes.
You know, they're a long ways from the play.
Yeah, then call it out of bounds. Jason, give me the little DJ.
It's close. It's close. A lot closer than I thought.
He doesn't have a foot down yet. Still doesn't have a foot down. That's out of bounds.
Well, you know what? I mean, it was a lot closer than we thought. That's for sure.
I've already made 150 mistakes already tonight, but that was incomplete.
Are we looking at our first rushing touchdown tonight?
Speed option? No, inside run. Wooshbard, when he tackles you, he tackles you with anger. I love it. Somebody tapping out. Wooshbard with the penetration, and then he just gets a hold of you. Just angry. And I love that. He's not happy about the result of this game.
No, it means something to him. And, he's all about playing football. He's not about collecting, as many offers or those types of things he get. He loves football. And it's probably not a popular statement, but we've got a lot of guys that are more concerned about themselves and counting how many offers they get when they should be really be thinking about how they play.
Dumphy.
And play harder and let their work do the business that they're talking about. We've had a lot of kids get recruited to major schools that they weren't concerned about how many offers. They were concerned about getting better and performing and doing the right things and putting the team first. A lot. You go into the weight room, you see all those jerseys in the weight room up on the ceiling. All
three
those
of them
kids
are going to be playing. Will be on rosters on Sunday. You got, Jay Kaner was signed back to the 53-man roster this week for the Saints. You got Nate Lamon, captain for the Los Angeles Rams as a linebacker, and the Super Bowl champion, Zach Ertz.
And everyone you mentioned was all about winning and team and getting better and working hard. And they weren't concerned about how many offers they had.
Throw into the end zone, and it's intercepted.
And I'd like to see that change. I'd really like to see guys getting back to let their performance do their recruitment.
Taylor Landon with the pick. Landon Taylor stays with this play and runs to the football.
First turnover of the game.
And good things happen. Monte Vista gets the pick, and the ball will be on their own 20-yard line. We got Monte Vista head coach, basketball coach Nick Jones, streaming in tonight. How you doing, Jonesy? And Dressick.
He's doing great. His Auburn Tigers had a big win last week.
And we've got dueling incomplete.
Seeing a lot of new numbers in there for Riordan.
Well, it's a starter there, Israel Lawson. He's got to learn to stay in there. This offensive line has been doing a good job. You know, they get beat sometimes. That's football. I think we're going to have a Monte Vista Riordan basketball game on January 3rd. Might have to get NorCal Sports TV involved. Trap. Goes nowhere.
Well, you know, trap's only a good play if you're getting good push from your ends. If the defensive line is rushing, and we've talked about it all night. How Ian's had a pocket to step up in. That means they're not getting any push out of those defensive tackles up inside. And if you're not getting any push, trap is not going to be a good play.
Yeah, that's Pita Taniulu just staying at home, grabbing anybody in a different color jersey and clogging the gap. Well done, young man. 3rd and 10. And Dressick throws, and that ball is out there in the air for a long time and closing like a shark on blood, Josiah Riley, and it goes incomplete, and it'll be 4th down, and Kerrigan will come on to kick. Reminder, next week, Monte Vista will host Antioch here at 7 o'clock, pregame show at 6:45 right here on NorCal Sports TV. How do you find out about our games? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're over 20,000 subscribers. You won't get emails and trying to sell you insurance on the car you sold 20 years ago. Reach out and subscribe. Kerrigan
almost in the bleachers.
Nearly a souvenir. And this extreme angle, and we'll see where it's marked.
You know, this is a scenario where Monte Vista might want to think about getting some other kids in there. You got a lot of games to play. Specifically, some of the guys who have gotten a lot of work tonight. Torrin Dunphy carried the ball a lot. He's out there on defense. You can't afford to get those guys hurt. You don't want to get anybody hurt. But their workload's been so strong, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're getting some of the kids off that have been in there and giving some of the other guys an opportunity to play, which is always a fun thing.
I want to thank Adir Rabapati, the head coach for Riordan, preparing us, setting us up for this game, and hopefully it was reflective in the broadcast. And as always, our guy Joey Winger, Monte Vista head coach. And Riordan still got their starters
got their guys in there, and if they may keep chucking it, and it's really not what I would do, but
Elsie, 20 little stretch play, and picks up 15 yards.
Monte Vista defensively has done a really nice job. They've given up a couple of big plays, but with the amount of athletes that they're facing,
I mean, the first one of the game is the first score, the 72-yarder, but they've made Riordan earn their points. They haven't turned the football over. They just haven't got anything together offensively. That's a dime. That is a dime.
Not quite sure why they're
Judge
still in there.
Nash on the Allie McBeal skinny post, and it's a 20-yard touchdown for the Crusaders. Safety a little late to get over to help. And the extra point is very short.
Just
A little bit short. It's like my GPA. Anyway, we'll come back. 4:49 left in the fourth. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Some play for the trophy, the scholarship, the fortune, the fame. We play for the play. Family time goes by fast. Start building your backyard court at sportcourt.com.
So the Crusaders will kick off leading 34-zip. And if you're Monte Vista, you'd like to just get this ball and kill the clock and go home.
Did we get a running clock?
George T. Schramm, they would have George T. Schramm Mortgage, our kickoff partner. Contact George Schramm for all your mortgage needs. Short kick. And another kid just competing out there is Zane Worth, the junior, returns it to the 32-yard line. Monte Vista football, 1st and 10, 4:42 left. Coach trying to get some scores from around the section. Folsom was getting soundly beat by Mission Viejo down in Southern California. A run, 2-yard gain. Joey subbed in a lot of guys now on offense.
A lot of kids getting an opportunity. That you know, they work just as hard, and when they're watching the film, they watch the starters. Now they get to watch themselves a little bit, and that's always fun.
The carry for the Mustangs was O'Donnell. 2nd and 8. You don't want to punt. Not much there, but appreciate O'Donnell just being his own lineman and just getting his nose in there. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs. And Riordan has made some mass substitutions, had a chance to see Kevin on before the game. Riordan coached at City College, San Francisco, a few years back in the game. And it'll be 4th down, and Kerrigan will punt. Always a challenge when you have substitution mass confusion here that you get your punt team together, and the Mustangs are a couple of guys short, and Buchanan will come out to snap.
Yeah, it's a little difficult if your center's not out there to run a punt team.
That's that Cloverdale education running through.
That's right. And that's his uncle in him. Uncle Fred.
Freddie
Buchanan.
Freddie Foo.
Freddie's fantastic.
Late arrival through security, Luengo. I think Luengo's fighting a cramp here. Great snap.
Nobody back.
Don't down it. Just let it go. You don't
Let it
have
go-
to touch
let it go
it
for 2 minutes.
You don't have to touch it. You
Let
don't
it go
have to
for 2
touch it.
minutes.
Let the officials. You don't have to. There you go.
Could've
2:01
maybe
left.
Could have maybe milked the whole clock out right there.
Monte Vista hosts Antioch next week here on NorCal Sports TV. If you like California Community College football, we call it JUCO. We have some great games tomorrow. College of the Redwoods is at Foothill. That game will be at 6 o'clock. We've got Monte Vista, Santa Rosa, and Modesto JC, the last two junior colleges in the state.
College of the Redwoods. I must throw Mr. Babcock here a bone. He was a quarterback up there at the College of the Redwoods long ago. Long ago.
1984 to 1985. The Corsairs. Corsair started the Pacific Islander tunnel to Eureka, copying the great Marvin Mays at Santa Rosa.
Marvin Mays.
Oh, my goodness.
Old school coach.
Oh, old school is
Frank Kush style.
Oh. Legendary stories of Marv when the Raiders trained in Oakland or in El Rancho Tropicana. Oh, yeah. And I think Riordan is just going to run this clock out and get ready for Pitt for next week. They move to 2-0, and the Mustangs will drop to 1-1. Can't remember the last time we were shut out here. It's been a minute. But we're going to wrap things up. Reminder, next week we'll be here for the Antioch game at 6:45, and there's the alumni tailgate. You're not going to be here next week?
I will not be here. I will be down in the Big Easy for the Niners and the Saints next week.
Well, guess where I'll be next Sunday?
And your couch?
Nope.
Niners and Saints?
Yes.
We might have to rendezvous for a hurricane or two.
Well, Hayner, since he's now back on the 53-man roster, is taking me out to a steak dinner on Sunday. So giddy up. I digress. So the Mustangs schedule up, and it's a tough one as they lose 34-zip to the Crusaders. Riordan hosts Pitt. Monte Vista hosts Antioch next Friday at 7 p.m. You've been watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Thanks to our crew, Brian Rodriguez, Charles Forehand, historian Alan Holter, our director Jason Green, and my broadcast partner Craig Bergman. I'm Chris Babcock here in Danville. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.